Hello, good morning, everyone. How are we doing online and in person?
Good.
Life is a process. Don't mess with it. I'm gonna dive into something really interesting today. How many of you think you have a purpose in life? Please raise your hand because we all have a purpose. And I'm gonna show you today. If you didn't think that you have a purpose, you're absolutely wrong. Life is a purpose. Life is what you make of it too. I can have a coffee in the morning that's brewed and I didn't have an espresso, but I could be complaining about the espresso. That makes no sense. It's what you make of it. I like my coffee, whatever coffee it is. That's not the point. It's what you make of it. Okay, please bear with me here today. Can I get everybody to play full out today, please? In the audience.
Play what?
Play full out. Can I get you guys participation? And I want to know, and I want to tell you the reason. This is the reason. The word education is originated from the word educe, which stands for to draw out. Now our education system likes to just teach and point and say and make the cold rooms and think you're going to wake up like that. But that's not how it works. Everyone is a genius within. And that's what I'm here to do. I know that the genius is in you guys. And look, this is an impromptu. I prepared this over the time. This is probably like my fourth time teaching this, so bear with me. This is a hard concept to teach, so I'm gonna do my best to really give it to you guys all. So, if that's okay, I think I could draw it here. I have two separate papers here that I can draw what's going on. And remember, everything has a purpose. Bear with me here, guys. My drawings are not. What is this here? Bee. A bee. It's supposed to be a bee. Looks like a fly. It's a bee. And then I am going to draw a flower. Thank you. So what's the purpose of the bee and the flower? What do they do?
Make honey.
Yeah. The bee job is to get honey. But what if I told you that the bee has its purpose? But guess what? He doesn't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to go get honey. It just knows what it's got to do. So what I'm trying to say here, bear with me. So if the bee's purpose is to go get honey, and guess what else benefits from that? It cross-pollinates. So all the other plants and trees benefit from the bee doing its job, its purpose of getting nectar. And this is called the ripple effect. So what happens here, there's some sort of ripple effect that happens all around this flower that everything gets better. So before I dive into anything, how does somebody in the real world perceive how something is going to get exchanged? It's through what's called the value. The value we perceive to what we think is valuable to this other thing. That's how we work. The bee has a brain. We have a brain. But the big distinguish between us and the bee is that we have a mind and we can control it day in and day out. Now, bear with me here. This is based off a book called Buckminster Fuller, Critical Path. And he is a futurist. He liked to really study physics, and he liked to do a lot of studying through physics. So bear with me here. He did a study for a full year that if he can figure out for 1 full year, the quality of life, this is what he called it, the quality of life, and he studied the standard of living for everyone for 1 whole year, that if he measured it, which is life expectancy, clean water, electricity, food, nutrition, in the 1940s compared to 1970s, it got probably better. But here's the thing. he saw that the people that would retire and stop doing what they did, which was gave them a purpose, ended up passing quicker than the ones that didn't have a purpose. So what am I saying here? Is that we have a purpose, and if we continue doing what we have to do every single day and just give what we got to give, everything is going to align for you. Now, this concept is taught by Buckminster Fuller. It's not mine. It's through somebody else. If you guys want to do your own research, feel free to do it. But like I said earlier, I want to give the last 2 minutes to someone in the audience and online if you want. Share what you think of this concept. It's a little difficult. There's more to it, and I missed some parts. But that is the basics of what I was teaching here. Anybody want to share what you think of that? Please.
I've seen it a lot through patients that the ones, exactly what you said, the ones who have retired and they don't have any purpose, they don't last long.
Yeah.
They just degrade. And then the ones that retire and they're either having a great time, they're enjoying leisure, or their
Right.
grandkids, or they do definitely have a purpose. They live. My dad lived to be 93, so
Wow.
yeah,
Amazing.
it helps.
Let's give him a round of applause.
Have a purpose.
Heck yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to share that they have experience with? Online, please. Before I start calling on Ken Stark, because I know he has a lot of experience.
How about suicide prevention?
Anybody? Well,
Keep
the,
putting over here, so I should,
You want
yeah,
to-
go ahead.
Why don't you come up?
there were studies done, just go back quite a few years, in law enforcement in particular, that the life expectancy after retirement was 2 years, if they stayed for 30 years.
Wow.
Now, life has gotten a little bit better, and what they found is because they didn't have anything to they didn't have a purpose to get up and about. And those that did go to another job or do something else, their life expectancy was significantly more. So obviously the message is be involved in something.
Thank you.
That's great.
Give him a round of applause. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. Look, like I said, we all have a certain type of value and present that we want to give people. And that's what it is our experience. And we got to stay in motion. We got to stay moving in our lives. We don't want to stay at home and just not do anything. So that's our point. Thank you for those that shared. I really appreciate it. The ripple effect.